Tēnā koutou katoa, good evening and welcome into the breakdown. Well, it's been a tough 24 hours. It always is when the results don't go the way of the All Blacks, because us as a nation, we all feel it. These guys all feel it. They've been debating for the last hour, but finally they get to rip in. Jeff Wilson, Justin Marshall, Leinster legend Isa Nacewa and Sir John Kirwan joining us. How are you all after the last 24 hours?
Sun came up, gentlemen.
Oh,
Sun came up.
Only just. I'm still in recovery mode.
Bit cloudy.
One of us is more cloudy than the others, though. I can tell you that for a fact.
Being on the red eye after a performance like that is not a good idea.
Not a good idea. Not a good idea at all.
I've actually been reflecting all day. I think, you know, the Irish were amazing.
Yeah.
They're a very good side, number one in the world now. But I'm troubled about what New Zealand need to do to turn this around. That's my trouble. I'm thinking about it all day, what we need to do technically, tactically. You know, we're talking about getting rid of an All Black coach for the first time in the history of the game. So there's a lot of things at play, and it unsettles me quite a bit, because, you know, I've been in those changing rooms, I've been in those coaching situations, and it's just horrible.
I thought we solved a lot of it last night. Yeah. We had a bit of a deep dive. Of course, you get back to the hotel, we get together, and all of a sudden you start having these conversations and you go in all sorts of different directions. And those come out when you're not having success, Marshy, right?
Yeah.
The fact it's all easy when you're winning. At the moment, it's a challenge for the All Blacks. And in the biggest game, the most pivotal game they've played in a long, long time, we came up short. But I think last night, we maybe come up with some ideas. Hopefully we can remember them, we can deliver them. But bottom line, I tell you what, this was a huge moment for Irish rugby. It really, really was.
Well, what does it mean? How will they be feeling in Dublin right now, Isa?
Oh, this is absolutely huge. I talked to sort of Johnny Sexton last night, and he was saying that, like, this was way bigger than Chicago. But they came down here. They legitimately came down here. I caught up with them before the first test, and they had the mindset of winning a series. Like, to be there with that mindset started a long time ago. So, like, they were so far down, and they came down here with confidence. They came down here to breed players. But, like, yeah, they said that performance last night was better than all the previous.
What's really interesting to me is actually the outward sort of adulation for Farrell. So he's taken over from, you know, from Joe, and the team has really accelerated into like a world's best round the ruck, I believe, world's best at attacking patterns, world's best probably defensively as well. I mean, what are you hearing behind the scenes? Is he like a technical coach? Is he a creative and environment?
Yeah, he's just knows how to drive belief within a squad, and for the staff as well. Ireland have scored more tries this year than any other international team. They love and have fun playing this type of attack, but he is so critical in their reviews around what the system is. But all the players across the board, they completely just default into knowing what to do, where to be on the field, which is probably the complete opposite to what I saw from the All Blacks, not just last night, but for a while now. And all the players just know to do their job, do it really, really well, show up, and they just default into a position. But that takes months, years to actually get to. It didn't happen off the bat for Andy Farrell straight away, but they continued to win games. They only lost a couple, and they just got better. Then the belief came. But it was off the back of sort of shedding the Joe Schmidt sort of era, trusting a new process, getting there, and then everyone just buying into it. And the last 3 weeks has worked, but it showed up a long time before that.
Well, tell you what, if you cast your mind back a couple of weeks, Sir John Kirwan, he actually predicted this, remember?
Irrelevant. They come in favourites, we're the underdogs.
Have you been smoking those cigars before you...
We are underdogs. Look at the proof. Out of the last 4 games, who's won the majority?
None of us believed that at the time.
Well done.
You had a massive Look,
well done.
I think sometimes, and this is what I've been reflecting on, you know, last night I didn't have the courage to say the Irish should win, but I felt it in my heart. And we've got the Irish teams coming down. Every time they get a chance, they say we're world champs, best in the world. But I'm not seeing it. Like what you talked about, Isa, we look clunky. I liked what the All Blacks were trying to do on attack. I liked some because I thought we were predictable. We asked them to change, but we were just clunky. Like, you know, guys were overrunning it, and it just looked like we were just off the game. I just couldn't believe it.
Ireland was so bold, they were so brave though the last 3 weeks, right? Marsha, you saw it at the end of that game last night. Peter O'Mahony was in tears and what it meant to that team.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, when you think about the emotion that they poured into that game, but still had the balance. They still were able to go out there and execute. And that's been the most impressive thing about them as a side, that they've combined that emotion with knowing their game so well. I said at half-time, I took the cans off and I said to Nisbo, I said, we do not, New Zealand, want Ireland to get inside our 22. Because every time they went in there, you got this sense and this feeling that they had the ability to just go up a notch and score. And they did. They executed to perfection. Someone tell me when they made an error.
And it's hard to remember an error.
Yeah.
What I'd say about this, though, the intent. When you turn down a gimme 3 against the All Blacks in the first 5 minutes, and I thought in the second test, the All Blacks the opportunity, give away a penalty, stop the momentum, just concede 3. I thought at the start of this test match, that's a good idea. They've given it. They've given away the penalty. No. We're not taking the gimme. We're going to the line-out. We're not going to win in 3s. We can score tries against you. Not many teams have that sort of confidence, Issa. And to me, we were the side going, no, we're taking the shots at goal. Right, yeah. You know, we miss one. And then we take a gimme, 5 metres out, midfield scrum, you're thinking, you know what, here it is. Here's a discussion. He knocks that over all day, Johnny Sexton. No problem at all for 3. Yep. But hold on. We've struck first. Can it strike first again?
Just on those decisions, these guys have formed such good partnerships and know how each other react. They know what they want to do in certain areas of the field. But they are very, very, very well coached. But their rugby intellect is through the roof.
Yeah.
And that's hands down. You've got Johnny Sexton, who is a coach out on the field. You've got Robbie Henshaw looking after defence. And even with the partnership change with Bundy Aki, you know, him and Gary Ringrose at Leinster Partners, they know what to do. You've got wingers outside them that are very, very smart players and know how to defend within a system. So even when a yellow card comes onto the field, they know what are they going to do? They're going to put one in the ruck. We're going to fan out. We're still going to keep our width. We're going to keep our spacing. We're all going to come off the line. No one's going to go for that extra poach if needed. If you're going for it, you've got to go for it. But they back all those little systems. So they've got default systems for default systems, which take years to build. And then you've got sort of clunky All Blacks that didn't really know what to do and then just got lost and would kick it away. So from an Irish perspective, they're a very, very smart team, like very tactical-led players. Really, even the forwards know what to do. But that's the sort of belief that Andy Farrell has built into them. They all have bought into it across the board. Even when someone else comes onto the field, they know what to do, where to be in every asset of the game. So that is so far ahead of other teams. But it's been that way for probably, you know, for a couple of years now.
Well, I tell you what, they celebrated accordingly last night. We thought they would, and they deserve to, because take a look at this with a couple of the Irish players. I'm surprised you're not in this video as well, Asa. But this is what went down last night in the celebrations. Oh, the chicken.
I think
We've all been there. Come on, guilty.
Good hands. That would have been a greasy bit of chicken too.
Yeah.
And he's accelerated away.
Yeah.
Mate, that would have been messy. White shirt. Does he have a white shirt on as well?
Yeah.
Brave.
You know, these guys, these guys, this is nothing for them. They kicked to the corner because I think they knew that they were going to beat us. Right? They have that sort of confidence at the moment, and I think you can feel when a team's not a full team against you, and I think they were feeling that. And they said last night, this is for the World Cup, right? They are aiming for the World Cup, and they have built brilliantly. There is no fear anymore around the All Blacks.
I think the messaging's very clear though, and it's their method is outstanding. And when you hear Issa talk about it, he's bang on. Like, what they are is very assured of their game. And the problem is we're looking at Ireland going, why can't we do that?
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's making everybody anxious, because I don't think we've got the players, haven't we?
If we're asking that question, and like we are asking that question, then that's a result of like a year before, 2 years before to get to that point. Because any team's in an evolution of where they're at, whether it's the coaching staff and the players. Ireland is so far down there, but it's taken them that long to build. The question now then is sort of got to go, well, where are the All Blacks at? Yeah. Well, if we're asking that question, then we're nowhere near, and we might not be by World Cup.
No. My problem with that, and I said it after the World Cup in Japan, my trouble is all the comms that were coming out after Japan was we need to play like that. I reckon we've gone away from actually how do we want to play. Like, that's how Ireland play. Like, even last night, if we went wide, I'd be happier. But it seems like we're caught in this we don't know what our style is anymore. OK, if we're going to play a game where we want to get, you know, Will Jordan into space, then let's play that game. Let's get away from pods. Let's play wide, whatever that looks like.
What was the score in the first test?
That was 15 minutes.
Yeah, but hold on. But the All Blacks have had a
minutes.
history of having a great 15 minutes against a lot of teams.
Yeah.
And that's enough to win test matches. With the ability that we have, when Ireland was slightly off, we pounced, right? 6 tries. Now, I get it's the first game, it was the test match they played against the Māori All Blacks during the week, and maybe that had an effect, and the travel, whatever you want to do. But bottom line, we still had the ability to score 42 points and win the first test, right? Second test, we suffer a red card and 2 yellows. So unusual circumstances. So I'm not making excuses, but what it is, context is always important. We are reacting to the third test. This performance is the one we're reacting to and looking at it. And our DNA has been the ability to come over the top of teams in the last 20 or to put them away with a magnificent 15 minutes. That's what we've got.
Yeah, but I get.
I don't know
I
if
don't
that works
disagree.
now.
Look, I don't
know
disagree,
if that works
Goldie.
now, but
Goldie,
bottom line,
I don't
we still
disagree,
won the first
mate.
test and we won it easy.
I don't disagree, but there was mistakes from Ireland in the first game, and yesterday there was a superhero out there, and his name was Adi Savia, and he just came out after half-time and decided, at one stage in one passage of play, he touched the ball 6 times. Now, if that's how we want to play, I get it, but I don't. You know, 10 years ago, the All Blacks invented the pod system, and you go, oh, there's the pods, and there's passing, and then the next year it was this and that. I don't see an All Black style of football. If we take Ireland on in their own game, we're going to lose. Why do you put Scott Barrett at 6?
Well, we looked for physicality, didn't we?
Yeah.
We looked for our line-out.
Why have we ever worried about that?
The interesting thing about that is, though, we haven't got anyone else in the squad who fits that mould.
Which is bizarre.
Isn't it? So the only guy for me who fits that mould is Shannon Frizzell. He's the only guy, carries hard, hits hard, great line-out option.
Or Cullen Grace.
Or Cullen Grace. But he's a number 8 more, not the same height in terms of stature. It's not the same line-out target. So once again, it's one of those things where we're searching right now. Clearly we're searching. But if you think about, to your point, I don't know if we can play like Ireland. I don't know if that is our DNA.
They want to.
If the All Blacks want to blow a team away in 15, 20 minutes, we've seen that if that's the style of play, that will work. But if you could win 95% of all the test matches up until a World Cup and then lose the clutch games. So, if the standard of excellence is to just get by to World Cup and then falter, I think the barometer's off. You've got to target the absolute win, and if it doesn't work in those two in the clutch games against or if it isn't working, have a default to go to Plan B. There's not even a Plan B or a Plan C right now.
No, there's not.
Yeah. If you want to know the impact of a loss, though, for the All Blacks and how it feels, I was very fortunate after the game to catch up with Dane Coles and talk about how the night was for this team.
Well, Dane, there are always tough moments when you don't win a test match with the All Blacks in series, but what's the feeling like in the shed right now? I've been in this situation before. These tests hurt.
Yeah, it's just pretty sombre, Goldie, in the change room. Obviously a lot of disappointment amongst the lads. We let ourselves down tonight and it hurts, so yeah. Obviously there's a process of emotion that we'll go through over the next couple of days, but yeah, right now it's she's pretty dark, but yeah, it's just the way it is.
How did it feel through the course of the week in terms of building into the game? I was lucky enough to be here for the captain's run. It looked as though everything is on song, but once again, just late adjustments needed to be made. Are those things that do become a little bit unsettling?
Oh, I think the week was good. There was obviously good edge and intent, and a lot of the week was talking about starting well. And unfortunately, we didn't do that. We were chasing the game in their whole first half. And then I think we came out with really good intent in that second half and made little adjustments, but we just couldn't quite, our discipline. They keep getting those threes and putting us on, back. So, yeah, we've got to address our start, mate. We've got to be better. We've got the solutions at the moment, but a lot of our review will be around that and trying to sort that out.
When you talk about this Ireland team, though, you sort of knew from last year the fact they were a side that were well and truly on the rise. But I'm sure they didn't surprise you, but it appeared as though through the course of the 3 weeks they just got better and better.
Yeah, we gave them a good hiding in their first game, and then they kind of turned things around in the 2 and 3 weeks. We knew they'd come out like that, but we were real confident we could get the job done, mate. And unfortunately, we were the team that came on of the loss. And but there was always confidence we could win the series. And but yeah, full credit to Ireland. They got what they deserved, and they played better than us tonight.
Where are the margins in test matches like that?
Oh, huge, mate. They're pretty small. Huge.
Yeah.
Pretty small. just keep giving them points. You know, like I said before, our start was poor, and we were chasing the game, and we almost got it done, and that we were down there, and we just couldn't quite. They just defended really well, and our attack was a little bit limited around that red zone. So yeah, there's a few things we've got to sort out, mate. We've got to dig deep into ourselves. We're the only ones that can fix it. But yeah, we need to stand up and be better going forward.
You know what it takes to be successful. You feel this group, the entire group, the players, the coaching staff, everyone's well and truly connected and determined to turn this around. I know that it might seem like a strange question, but when we're seeing the inconsistencies that we might be not used to seeing from the All Blacks, how much is that about you? How much is that about Ireland?
I think a lot of it comes back to us, mate. If we can sort our shit out, we'll be a quality side, but we're putting ourselves under pressure, we're making mistakes, and Ireland are playing better footy than us. So, yeah, I suppose the All Blacks hasn't probably been in a place like this in a while. But, you know, it's like God, the only guys that can change it are the guys in that change room, coaches and players. So, yeah, we'll come together, we'll put a hand up and just get tight, mate, and suck it up and get the learnings, and we have to be better. There's no question. We need to be better going forward, and there'll be some tough lessons learned.
Well, I can't appreciate it enough. I know how difficult it is. Thanks for your time.
Cheers.